Well, hello, welcome to episode 130 of the Confident Live Marketing Show. And in today's episode, I'm going to be showing how you can use Restream Studio to level up your live video experience. And I think that's what we're always wanting to do on this show, level up the professionalism, but also we want to make it easy for you to live stream with confidence. And yes, getting in front of the camera can be scary, but sometimes it's the tech that can be scary or overwhelming, and Restream Studio is a great tool that allows you to do that very easily. Now, I've got a confession to make. Yesterday is when this live show should have come out, well, it was just one of those days. I completely forgot. I had another meeting with somebody at the same time, and so apologies if you turned up yesterday expecting to watch the show. It just didn't happen, and I won't do that again. But it just shows, it happens to all of us. Even if you've been live streaming for years and years and years, sometimes things can get in the way. So apologies for that. But if you have just joined, welcome. If you're watching live, I'd love to know from you what you are using to live stream. Are you just going live using your phone? Are you using a computer? What are you using to live stream? Because there are so many different tools out there. I've written about them. I've used pretty much all of them. But in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Restream Studio. If you're interested in me doing a demo on another live video tool, let me know. Actually, a few months ago, I did an episode on how you can use ECAMM Live and Restream together. And that's what I use for pretty much all of my shows, is ECAMM Live and Restream together. Although for the show that I do with Restream, I just use Restream Studio. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, if you are watching live, I'd love it if you could let me know that you're here, because I've got a new feature that I want to play with. So it is this. It is the Confident Live chat. And hopefully on the right-hand side, it will then show people's comments. But because I've changed the day and because I wasn't able to broadcast out to my audience for various technical reasons, which I won't bore you about, then I don't think we're going to get a huge number of people watching live today because they don't know about it. And this is really what I would say to people is, this is what I'd recommend against, is always tell people that you're going to go live. Tell Twitter, tell your email list, use Facebook Messenger bots, all those kinds of things. Today, though, is slightly different because, well, I should have gone live yesterday and I just wanted to create this content for later as well. So I think it's time to get on with the show. So I'll be with you just after this. Hello, welcome to episode 130 of the Confident Live Marketing Podcast. And in today's show, I'm going to be going through how you can use the web-based streaming platform Restream Studio so that you can level up your professionalism and do it really, really easily. So we'll be with you just after this.
Welcome to the Confident Live Marketing Show with Ian Anderson Gray.
Helping you level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of confident live video.
Optimize your mindset and communication and increase your confidence in front of the camera.
Get confident with the tech and gear.
And get confident with the content and marketing.
Together, we can go live!
Hello and welcome to episode 130 of the Confident Live Marketing Podcast, the show that helps you level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of confident live video. I'm excited to be here. It's one of those weeks, I think. I was just saying before I started recording for the podcast that it should have gone live yesterday, but for various reasons, I forgot. And it just goes to show that this happens to us all, even if you've been live streaming for ages and ages. So if you've just joined watching live or the replay, apologies for yesterday if you turned up, but I am here today and we're going to be talking about Restream Studio. So let me know what your questions are and let me know which live streaming platform you're using. And a little bit about the podcast. If you haven't listened to the podcast yet, all you need to do is go to iag.me/podcast. It goes out every Friday, whereas the live show is every Tuesday and Thursday. The podcast is every week. And it's great. I love podcasts and I love my podcast audience. So if you're listening to the podcast, welcome. And I really appreciate you plugging me into your ears each week. I really appreciate it. Now, next episode. So if you're watching live, this is tomorrow, Thursday. And if you're listening to the podcast, this is next Friday. And I'm very excited because I've got Chris Giles coming onto the show to talk about how to use Amazon Live, how to get started with Amazon Live. Now, many people I speak to haven't even heard of Amazon Live, let alone, know anything about how you can use it technically and strategically. Well, we're going to be doing an introduction to Amazon Live tomorrow, and also, or next week if you listen to the podcast. So an introduction to it, but also talking about, well, what can we use it for? How do we do it technically? How do we broadcast to it technically? And also some strategy things. So I'm really excited because Chris is someone I've just met recently, and he's killing it over on Amazon Live. So I'm very excited about that. Well, today's episode is going to be straight to the point. We're going to get straight into how we can use Restream Studio. And first of all, just a bit more about Restream in general, because I've talked about this a lot on the show. This show is sponsored by Restream as well. So there's so much to talk about when it comes to Restream. And if you want to get a free month, all you need to do is go to iag.me/Restream. That's iag.me/Restream. This episode technically today is not sponsored by Restream, but Restream are a regular sponsor to the show. So do check out iag.me/Restream. So Restream is very different to most other live video tools out there. I've talked about OBS Studio on the show. We've talked briefly about vMix. We've done lots on ECAMM Live, vMix, and other tools out there that we've talked about. But Restream is a bit different because it has very different kind of features to other tools. First of all, it started off primarily as a multi-streaming tool. So what you would do is you'd go live using your normal tool. That could be OBS Studio or ECAMM Live. And you would then, instead of streaming to Facebook or streaming to YouTube, you'd stream to Restream's servers. So that, and what would then happen is Restream would then allow you to then take that stream and broadcast that out to more than one platform at the same time, such as YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and all those kind of platforms. In fact, Restream powers is what's the right word? Not powers, is connects with over 30 different destinations. So there are loads of different places you could broadcast to. So that was primarily what Restream was about. But then they added chat or comments, the facility to be able to then see the comments from all those different places in one place. I thought that was a game changer when they did this. And they also have analytics, so you can see how your streams are doing. You can see when people are joining, when they're dropping down. Maybe you're getting a bit boring halfway through, so you can see all of that. And you can see the reach and the comments. And I'll show you a little bit more about that in a second. So yes, there was that. And also there was... then, yes, how could I forget? Then last year, they launched... Restream Studio, which is a web-based tool. You may have heard of other tools out there like BeLive or StreamYard. This is Restream's web-based tool. And the great thing about that, if you got a little bit confused with what I was talking about before, such as broadcasting from OBS Studio to Restream and then Restream it out to the world and RTMP and all these horrible, disgusting, stressful words, then Restream Studio might be for you, because all you need to know is to load up a website and share your webcam and microphone, and that's it. And if you're used to using tools like Zoom, which I think most of us have been over the last year, then you'll have no problems with using Restream Studio. Definitely not. So I'm excited about that. Now, I just wanted to say, if you are watching and you have commented, I might not be able to see your comments. I'm just going to double check to see if there are any comments, because it might be there's a little bug in my software today. So apologies if you are commenting and I can't see you. It's not because I don't love you. I'm just going to do, actually, let's just see. I'm going to do a little test here. Hello. Can you see me? I'm going to put that in. And then I'm also going to put that in on my page as well, because I might not be able to see that. So yeah, there might be something going on here. So just excuse me while I do that. Now playing. Hello. Okay. So I think it is working. I think it is working. Now, so the great thing about the chat feature, by the way, just want to show you, this is something I've been working on since I've just put a couple of test comments there. If I now go to this, okay, it's not working. That's annoying. Let's see. Okay, I need to test that out for next time. But anyway, it should work. That should work. Keep running. Okay, maybe that's not going to work. But those comments should come up on the widget there. So there's a web widget from Restream, and that should come up there. But I need to do some more testing. So let's move on. And I'll tell you about Restream. Let's go to here, and this is the dashboard. So I've logged in using my test account at Restream, and this is the place that you go to first. And so if you're listening to the podcast, the bit that I'm on at the moment is the destinations section, or the channels section. And so this is kind of like the dashboard. And this is where you add all the channels that you want to broadcast to. So at the moment, I've got Periscope. It's really Twitter Live now. And they've got a test YouTube account. Although in this case, this YouTube account doesn't work because I have not yet enabled streaming on this YouTube channel. So what you can then do is add more than one channel. So there are loads of choices here. There's Facebook Live, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, VK Live, D Live, Dailymotion, Trovo, Mixcloud, Kakao TV, Naver TV, Nemo TV, Nono Live, V Live, Good Game, Huya, Zhanki.tv, Billy, I think it is, Freaka TV, Mob Crush, Major League Gaming, Doyu, Live Edu, Vaughan Live, InstaGib, Breakers TV, Vapors TV, Picato TV, OK.ru, FC2 Live, Steam, I should say, Tally2, and then of course you've got your Facebook groups, pages, custom RTMP, and a few other bits and bobs. So loads of different places that you can stream to, and you probably will not want to stream to all of those all at the same time. For most marketers and business owners, you're probably going to want to look at Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, but you may want to experiment with others like Twitch. If you're in Russia, then VK Live is good. But I tend to test a lot with the other ones as well, just to see what's working. If you are a DJ or a musician, then you might want to play around with Mixcloud, wherever that is. Where's Mixcloud? There we go, Mixcloud. You have to pay Mixcloud for that service, but it gives you the ability to play music under their license. So that's something you could think about. So we've got those channels that we can add there. We can, I can then start to stream to that from other software such as OBS Studio, from Zoom, from ECAMM Live, and I can then just, I'm not going to click on RTMP settings because that's going to give you my stream key. But once you click that button, it will give you a special key, a stream key, and a URL that you then put into that software to be able to then stream to Restream. And then basically Restream will just broadcast it out. It's very, very simple. So that's that. But of course, you've got the ability to broadcast from Restream Studio. So if you want to keep it super simple, then we can just click in, enter live studio there. And so what's going to happen here, it's going to open this up. It's asking me now to allow my microphone and camera. So let's allow that. Because obviously we want people to see. Okay, so it's now asking me to allow. I'm going to allow that. And now, what's happening here? Let's just click on the cog, and then I want to just change it. I'm going to change it to my Epoch Cam camera, and then I'm just going to change it around. Hold on 1 second, so you can see me. Hello. So there is. So I've got my camera there, and so it's at the moment. If I click on that cog, I've got its standard definition, that's 480p, 30 frames per second, but I can change that to standard 720. And on my other account, and depending on the kind of camera that you've got, you can change that to 1080p. So it does support 1080p as well. Audio input you can change depending on which microphone you got built in there. So you can change the audio input. I could even change it to my ECAMM Live virtual cam, but that's going to look very, very strange. So let's go back to that. And then audio output is, well, where do you want to hear the sound of your show coming through? So I've just got that set as default. Then we've got advanced settings. So the live stream quality. Now you will definitely have the ability to stream in 720, but you can also do that depending on the plan that you're on. You can change that to 1080p. You've got so yes, it says I have to upgrade on this particular one. But on my other channel, on my other Restream account, I can do that. You've got echo cancellation and noise suppression. And this is particularly good if you don't have a very good camera very good microphone. So if there's a lot of background noise happening, you may want to click on noise suppression, and the echo cancellation just gets rid of any potential echo, particularly if you're not wearing headphones. I always recommend wearing headphones, but if you can't for whatever reason, then clicking on the echo cancellation is something you can do. High resolution audio, if you want to increase the bit rate. So if you're a musician in particular, you might want to click on that as well. And you've also got the ability for stereo audio input as well, if you've got a stereo microphone as well. So there we go. It's really cool. That is Restream, the basics of Restream Studio, but there's so much more that you can do. Obviously, I'm going to talk to you about how you can live stream and how you can add graphics and images and all that kind of stuff. And if you just joined, welcome. This is episode 130, and this is all about Restream Studio, showing you how to get started. Now, if you have commented and I can't see you, I don't know whether the comments are working properly today, so apologies if I haven't seen that. But if you have, if you haven't yet commented, then maybe just let me know that you're here so that I know it is working, because I'm not quite sure whether that is the case today. Okay, let's go back to Restream Studio and let's have a look at what we can do. Okay, so this is just showing you at the moment going live without scheduling in advance. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a bit. But the first thing that you can do is you can add your own logo. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come out of this and I'm going to go back to, where is it gone? I'm going to go over to my other one and, okay, it's showing this one over here. Right, okay, so there we go. So let's have a look at what we can do graphics wise. So we can add a logo. So at the moment I've got my Podcast Now logo, but that's on the top right hand side of the screen. Let's just hide that, and I can add that logo there on the top right. So this is often called a logo bug, and this allows you to add a bit of branding to your show very easily. You just upload it to your computer. You probably want it as a PNG, so it's got some transparency, but we can also add overlays as well. So this will go over the whole screen. So I've got the Podcast Now logo there on the top right, which is pretty cool. And you can add as many overlays as you like. And then underneath that, we have video clips. So I haven't uploaded any at the moment, but let's just show this video clip on the screen. So that is a video. So what you could do with this is, for example, you could add like an intro or an outro, and you could just upload it onto Restream Studio, and it works really, really easily. It's so easy to use. Yeah, just you want to put in quite a few video clips in there, and then you've got backgrounds as well. Now this isn't so useful if you are just yourself, but if I just take myself off here, you can see this was good if you have guests on the show, because you can have your you can have the names of your guest and you underneath, and then when you put your guest on you, then it will appear just above there in little boxes. So at the moment on the screen, I've got my name, Ian Anderson Gray, Confident Live and Marketing Academy, and I've got Isabella Russell, Music Radio Creative there. And then when I bring both myself and Isabella on, you'll be able to see our video right at the top there. So you've basically, under the graphics part, you've got logos, overlays, video clips, and backgrounds as well, which is cool. You've also got what's really cool with Restream is they give you loads of overlays for free. So I can add some of these onto the screen. I can also add video clips that they give me. So these are countdowns. So these are, I think they're all kind of either a minute or 30 seconds, which is cool. Now let's just hide that. And then we've also got backgrounds as well. So they give you these are video backgrounds. So that's pretty cool effect. It looks like the rings of Saturn. And that's a stationary one, I think. But we've got the video ones are right at the top there. So these are pretty cool. I love these video backgrounds. They look really great. So those are the graphics. Let's go over to show you the chat feature here. So the chat feature, this will show you all the comments, either yourself or you can also add comments in. And the great thing about this is this will actually show you the comments. This will actually send the comments out, your comment out to all those different channels, which is pretty amazing. So I love this. This shows you all the comments from all your different channels, but it also allows you to comment back as well. So do check out that. That's the chat feature. And you've also got a chat overlay. Now this won't work at the moment, I don't think, because we don't have any new comments. Let's just put a new comment here. Hello, this is a test comment. So that should then come up there at the top. So if you're watching live, you should see that comment coming through in the chat of the platform that you're watching it on, but you can add that on the screen. So that is the chat overlay. It allows you to put the comments on the screen like that on the right hand side, but you might want to highlight them on the screen. So for example, I can just click on my comment there that says hello, and then that will just put it at the bottom of the screen there as well. I can just put that on the screen as well. And you've got a few different features. When it comes to the comments, you can change the theme, so we can make them rounded corners. So if I go back to chat now, that's going to be rounded. And you can also change the colors as well. So if I wanted to change the color to more of a red color, you can do it like that as well, which is pretty cool. I love that. And I think that's probably all I need to tell you about that. Let's just hide that now. Katie is in the house. Great to see you, Katie. So the comments are working. So can you see this comment too? I can definitely see it. Your comment didn't come into here. So I wonder whether, Katie, you're watching in a Facebook group, because comments won't come through into Facebook groups because of privacy settings. So that might be why. I don't know, Katie. But thank you for looking at that. I'm glad that is working. And I'm wondering whether the live chat feature thing is going to work here. And it's not. Okay, I need to test that out. For some reason, it's not working. Oh, there we go. It is. It is working. Oh, me of little faith. So let's have a look. On the screen, I've got the little widget and I can see Katie, yes, is there. Can you see this comment too? I'm on your Facebook profile, I think. Oh, okay. That might be because we're streaming to my personal profile as well. I don't know. It could be that. Cool. Okay, so let's get on with the next thing. Let's talk about what was the next thing on my list. Let's look at the captions side of things as well. So with captions, this allows you to put on the screen, let's just put my video back so you can see me. On the screen, it allows you to put titles on, so I can, for example, find out more about Restream at that address, or I can put a lower third for me, which is my name, Ian Anderson Gray, Confident Live Marketing Academy. So this allows you to structure your show, putting titles on very, very simply and easily. So those are the captions. So we covered the graphics, the captions, and the chat as well. Let's go back, and I want to tell you all about how you can schedule an event, because this is the really cool part of Restream. Let's go to events, and I'll show you this. Okay, this is pretty cool. So with Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, you can actually schedule a live event in advance. So this means you can tell people about the fact that you're going to go live next Tuesday at 2 o'clock. And Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube will give you a link. It will actually create a placeholder video for you, and you can then give that URL out to on social or on email and that kind of thing. Now, other channels such as Twitter and Twitch and places like that, they don't support scheduling. But when you use Restream and Restream Studio, when you do eventually go live, it will just create the live broadcast. So what I mean by that is if you're going live to YouTube, which supports scheduling, and Twitter, which doesn't, you can schedule the event a week in advance and you will get a special placeholder video for YouTube. You won't for Twitter, but when you do go live, you'll go live to Facebook and Twitter at the same time. It will actually broadcast to both. Now, what you can do in Restream is you can create an event in advance. So you've got two options. We can schedule a live stream, which is probably most of the time what you're wanting to do. But if you do have a pre-recorded video that you want to broadcast as if it were live, you've got the option to schedule a recorded video as well. For now, I'm going to click on schedule a live stream. And the first thing that you've got is to add a title. So let's just put test live stream. Okay, put that in there. And then the description. Not all destinations support a description, but all the main ones do. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube do. Twitter doesn't. So this is test description. Let's just put that in there. And then you've got the ability to schedule it up to a week in advance, at least for Facebook and LinkedIn. YouTube, you can do up to a year. So let's do it next Monday at 11:30 a.m. And then you can upload an image. So let's upload an image that I prepared earlier. And I'm going to, what should I do? I'm going to share my studio design there. And I'm going to crop that. It doesn't need to be cropped because it's already the perfect size, which is 1920 times 1080. Let's click on crop and then click on next. So at this point, Restream has not scheduled the stream. What I tend to do at this point, because I've got a lot of destinations, I will toggle them all off because I want to choose which places I want to go live to. So I'm going to click toggle all off, and then I can set the stream for my YouTube channel. So let's click on that. Let's click on edit, just check everything's okay. I'm going to change the privacy settings to unlisted. Click save. Let's go to the next one. I'm not going to go live to ECAMM or Restream. That is my personal profile, I think. So let's click on edit. I'm probably not going to do that one either. Let's just do a test one. Let's go down. I've got LinkedIn. I've got Periscope there. I've got Twitch. Let's put all of those in there. So I can now go live to all of those different places. I can schedule an event. And the reason I've just clicked on YouTube and changed it to unlisted is because no one else is going to see it if I create this event now. So let's click on create event. Give it a few seconds and it will hopefully create the event. Takes it, yeah, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about pairs in a minute. It's come up with, say, it says try pairs. And pairs is something that's really, really exciting, which I can't wait to tell you about. So you can see at the moment, I'm live with how to use Restream Studio. And then I've got a stream tomorrow, which is episode 131, how to get started with Amazon Live. And you can see all the different channels I'm streaming to. And then we've got the next one is this test one that I've created. You can see my channels there. So if I click on my link to YouTube, I think what's going to happen is it opens that up and then I can view the event. So I can see view event for YouTube because that has created the the scheduled video. But if I go down to Periscope, there is not one for that because it doesn't support scheduling. Let's click on View Event. It's going to open it up on YouTube, and you can see it says live in 4 days, and I haven't got any other information about it, but that is going to be, that video there will become my live stream. Okay, now I might want to invite a guest onto my show. And with Restream Studio, you can have up to 9 guests on your show. So 10 in total. That's yourself plus 9 guests. It's very, very easy to invite a guest. What you will do is just send them an invite link. And so this is how you do it in Restream. So for example, for my test live stream for next week, I can click on the 3 dots there, and then I've got an option to invite guests. So let's click on invite guests. And then I've got this special link here to invite them there. Now I'm going to delete this in a minute, but this will allow me to set that up, which is cool. And I've also got the option to pair channels. What is that? So with this link, I will then send that to my guest, and they will have the option to add their own channels. Effectively, it gives them a free Restream Studio account, Restream account, and they can add their channels, and then we can broadcast. When I broadcast next week at 11:30 a.m., I'm not just going to broadcast to my channels, I will also be able to broadcast to the channels that they've added. So this is great. If you have guests onto your show, you can reach wider audiences very, very easily, and it's so simple to do. So once the guest clicks on that, so if I just do that now, actually no, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to have to sign. Let's do it. Let's just sign out of my account. Let's log out, and then let's just paste this in to the browser, and I'll show you what happens. So it says amplify this event. This is what the guest would see. It says restream it on your own channel. So I can click on add channel, and then it's asking me to create my own account. Okay, I'm going to just sign into my test account. So let's just put my password into it, and then you'll hopefully see what will happen. Okay, so I'm back now. And so what I've done is I've invited this guest, and I'm logged in now, to the test live stream next week. And now I've got the ability, because I've already got a Restream account, I can add these channels here. So I can add my YouTube one there, and I can add my Twitter one there as well. But I could also add some more as well if I wanted. So I'm going to click on save. And I think I need to, for some reason that's not saving. Let's click on that. Oh yes, live streaming is not enabled on my YouTube account, so that's not going to work. Okay, cool. So let's go back to the test live stream. Let's just refresh that page. And now what I should be able to see is I can see there are some paired channels now. So if I click on edit, I'll be able to see. Sorry, I can't click on it. Oh dear, what's going on here? Maybe I need to click on that. Yeah, there we go. So I can see my channels, but I can also see the channels that my guest has added to the mix here. And so that is really, really cool. So let's go back to, let's enter the studio now. So for the test live stream. And let's have a look. Okay, there we go. Hello. And it says ready to join. Let's just put my name in. Ian. Okay, and then it says waiting for the host. Okay, so this is what will happen. I will then need to, as the host, I will then need to enter in so I can bring in the guest. But what I actually wanted to show you, sorry, is let's go to the live studio here, and I can show you a few other features to do with this. I'm just going to switch that off. So we can share your screen. If you click on the share screen option, we can start screen sharing. So you can share the entire screen. I've got 2 monitors here. So let's just share the other screen, or I could choose an app running on my computer or a Chrome tab, which is pretty cool. So let's share my entire screen, and you can see that there on the screen. So I can also put my image there as well. So hello, you can see both my screen and me. So this is great if you're sharing, doing a PowerPoint or keynote presentation. You can share this on the screen, or you can even share your phone screen if you plug your phone into the system as well, which is pretty cool. So that is how you share your screen. You can also add guests, and you can also add a video that is running locally on your computer. So if it's a very, very big video, you can play it from your computer out onto Restream Studio. You can also broadcast from another source like OBS Studio, from another computer. You can stream into Restream Studio, and there's also a facility to add some background music. So this is all open source or all royalty free, so you won't have any issues here. So you can play some background music there as well. So that is the Plus facility there, which is pretty cool. So there are loads and loads of things that you can do in Restream Studio. I love it. It works beautifully, and I definitely recommend playing around with it. So let's have a look. Katie is asking a question. I noticed that the edit feature on each of the channels so that you can choose unlisted. That's fab. And that's true. So on YouTube, you've got 3 privacy options. You've got public, private, and unlisted. And so most people are going to want to choose the public feature. LinkedIn has a few different features. You can also enable captions. So I always go in and I enable captions manually on that. But yeah, there's loads of cool features when you're doing that as well. So thank you, Katie. Great point there. Well, I think that is it. I think we've gone through everything we need to talk about when it comes to Restream Studio. And if you have any further questions, let me know in the future. And I'm very excited about Restream Studio. I'm particularly excited about pairs. Restream pairs is very exciting. And in fact, I've actually updated my, let's just see if I've got it. If you were interested in the gear that I use, if you go to iag.me/gear guide, I've updated my studio here. So let's just zoom in. This is the studio setup that I've got at the moment. I've got the Elgato key lights. I've not yet got the Sony ZV-E10 or ZV-10 as the Americans say, but that's something I'm looking at. But this is what I wanted to show you here is integrating Restream and ECAMM Live. It works beautifully. You can then broadcast it out to your guests' channels as well using Restream pairs. I also use Captivator FM, and for my podcasting needs, I've got my Hull PR40 and Rodecaster Pro. So this is what I'm working on. I'm also going to be doing one for PC users and a simpler layout as well. But if you go to iag.me/gear guide, you can find out more about that. And if you've got any questions on the gear, let me know. Well, that is it for this week. Do check out, do remember that next episode, so this is next week if you're listening to the podcast, or it is tomorrow if you're watching live. This is with Chris Giles. We're talking about how to get started with Amazon Live. So if you have not heard of Amazon Live, or if you're interested in finding out more about how you can do it and how you can actually make money from Amazon Live, then check it out. It's definitely worth looking at. Katie, if you're still here, definitely check out Amazon Live, because I think it would be great for your beauty stuff as well. But yes, I'd love to know from you if you're interested in Amazon Live. Well, that is it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me live, for plugging me into your ears if you're listening to the podcast or watching the replay. And I just really want to encourage you to level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of confident live video. I'll see you soon. Toodaloo.
Thanks for watching the Confident Live Marketing Show with Ian Anderson Gray.
Make sure you subscribe at iag.me/podcast so you can continue to level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of live video.
And until next time,
Toodaloo.